Today's video is all about improvisation. Now, what is improvisation? Improvisation is when musicians, within the context of music at least, are making up music in the moment, usually based on another stimulus, but sometimes it can be completely independently of other musicians or other noise. So you could improvise over any sound you wanted. Normally it's just a response to what you hear, and generally musicians are guided as to what to play intuitively rather than having to sort of think it out in terms of the theory, because normally by the time that you're ready to improvise you will have enough sort of music theory embedded in you from having played before that it will just come up intuitively when you need it. So it's about grabbing ideas in the wind, so to speak. So we're not just thinking, what should we play over this piece of music? Let's analyze the chord structure. We try to use our ears and play what we hear and respond to that in the moment. So improvisation is also used in drama and theatre, and that's when actors will make up the script on the spot. So it's the same with music. So we normally start with a very simple stimulus, and what I would advise you to do is take any backing track, ideally, if you're very new to this, just a one chord backing track, then you're not going to be having to think about changing chords too much, and you can try it in different keys. So I have an example today, which is a tanpura, which is an Indian instrument that plays the root note and the fifth note of the scale. And these are the same in major and minor scales normally, so you can kind of flip between major and minor. If you're just on your own, you can choose what scale you use, but if you're with other musicians, then you should listen to what they're playing and then try to replicate those notes. So normally, if I'm in a jamming situation, I'll wait for a while and I'll listen, and I will hold my violin like a guitar position and pizzicato the scale. So whatever I can hear, I'll try and pick out the notes until I've got the scale. And that might be, say, and I will wait, and I will just pizzicato because nobody will be able to hear that until I'm confident that I can jump in, okay? So it's just as important to listen when you're improvising with other musicians as it is to play, if not more important. And it's also important not to play all of the time. So no matter how many ideas you have, it's a bit like a conversation. The best conversationalists do not speak all of the time, okay? So leave space, allow other people to play if you're with other people, and if you're not playing with other people, still leave space. Now, my advice when practicing improvisation is to start slow and simple before adding even rhythm. Just start to get comfortable with the notes, okay? So let's just try an example. I've got this backing track here, which I will link to below if you want to try, and it's tanpura E scale, which means you can play any scale in E over it, and it just plays the root note and the fifth note of the scale, which is always the same in the major and minor keys. So let's have a go. So I'm going to show you how I would start an improvisation. I like to practice to Hindustani backing tracks just because Hindustani classical music is all about improvisation. So in Hindustani music it's not written down, but it's essentially all of the Hindustani classical musicians will improvise using certain scales. So we're not going to go into that level of detail now, but I like to use the tanpura just because it plays the root note and the fifth note of the scale, meaning that you're very much free to play pretty much whatever you like, provided you're kind of centered around the note E. Okay, so let's try that. So we'll start with E, given we're in E. another chord note of E. Maybe leave a little bit of space. So I can take a bit of a breather now. I'm going to turn the volume down slightly because I'm struggling to hear myself, and probably you are too. So let's take another phrase. So something else you can do is write phrases. So say for example a normal verbal sentence. Please can you pass me the mayonnaise? Let's try that. Thank you, I will. My friend. So if you can't come up with any rhythmic ideas, then you just think of any sentence. It can be as meaningless as you like. I put my socks in the washing machine. I'm going to play it slowly though. I put my socks in a washing machine. Something like that. Let's try that. So, you don't really want to be jumping from low notes to high notes too early because it would sound a bit odd. So we start off around a very small range of notes. So I'm just going to show you what not to do, okay? So you've just started improvising and we're going to go slow, but we don't need necessarily to be jumping around from note to note, but that's how that would sound. For me, to listen to that would sound really busy and uncomfortable. So thinking from the listener's perspective, unless you really like abstract jazz that goes all over the place, even then you'd still sort of start slow and maybe end up there after a few minutes of playing. So try to keep your notes fairly close at first. So we'll start with G. G is a chord note of, I'm going to go E minor, so E minor. Add a blue note, A flat, why not? Flat second, why not? Back to E. So, that time I used a small range of notes, but maybe I could go even smaller. So, let's take it back to, this time we're going to use B. So B is another chord note of E minor. So, it's a good idea to start with a chord note and try and end with a chord note as well. And then try not to stick to the root note too much because it gets boring. So I'm going to see what I can do just around B, within one tone of B. go. So you have it, a phrase there using 3 notes. So if you're new to improvisation, you're not feeling particularly bold, pick your note, stick around it. You can always vary the rhythm on one note. So I'm going to try and find us something now that has a bit more rhythm than this. So this is free time, which means I don't need to stick to any time signature. But if we introduce a tempura, so I'm going to pause the video while I find that. Okay, so I found us something with some tabla in. Quality's not great, sorry, I'm just trying to find stuff with no copyright so that we don't get sued for stealing other people's music. So this one's in C sharp, so not the easiest key in the world, but we're going to use it anyway. So as you can hear, there's a little bit of a beat going on here. I'm going to pause it for a second. So something like that, okay? So my job now is to listen to that and respond to it using the rhythm I can hear. Listen. So I can hear the rhythm, and I'm going to start responding to the rhythm on one note. We'll just take C sharp. Principle of sticking around one note, not using too many other notes, and responding to the rhythm. Allow a bit of space. Turn it up a bit. A little bit more space. Maybe I might take some of those ideas and center it around one of the other root notes. So C sharp, we'd be looking at. I'm going to just take E sharp, okay, which is F natural. So E sharp, D sharp and F sharp. Appropriate improvisation if I was accompanying somebody else singing melody, because I'm just filling in on the rhythm here. So again, you can take it up to another one of the notes. So let's just figure out a C sharp minor's got like the most sharps in it of any key signature. I think it's going to be G sharp. So we're using G sharp, F sharp and A. So I just felt intuitively guided to include B there, and it just felt right. So because I found a note that's outside of those 3 notes now that I really want to go to, I'm going to explore that. So I just made a mistake. What do you do when you make mistakes? You try to just do something with it afterwards that turns it into a non-mistake. So that then qualifies it to be jazz, technically. So this is the secret to jazz, by the way. Make a mistake and then do something with it afterwards. So that time I didn't do a very good job. So if I make another mistake, I'm going to try and do a better job this time. There's a mistake. started. Stop there because otherwise this video is going to be really long. So within that improvisation, some of that was technically correct, and some of it wasn't. And when it wasn't, what I did was try to make it jazz by just going with it, really, not resisting the technical incorrections. So the worst thing you can do on stage is clam up and stop because you made a mistake. So you want to throw that critical voice away and live right in the moment. So imagine your Picasso painting is painting. You've learnt the rules, so you can break the rules, and you've accidentally spilt your paint on your painting. And rather than scrap it and throw it in the bin, you turn it into a masterpiece by using whatever spillage you've made to turn it into something beautiful, okay? So that's the idea. And this isn't going to be the only improvisation video I do, because I'm more comfortable improvising than planning. I haven't planned this at all. I'm just making it up as I do with all my videos because I find that my best stuff comes out then. So do subscribe, because I will keep making videos where I'll just share my thoughts on improvisation now and again. And hopefully over time more and more stuff will come out as and when I think of it. So thanks very much for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it, hit the dislike if you hated it, and have a lovely Christmas. Take care, bye.